So why does energy healing work? How? A lot of people can't properly explain this, but I'm about to make it make some real sense to you. Firstly, let's start with the healing properties of minerals. And if we're going to start with that, let's start off by talking about frequencies. Everything has a frequency. Everything can be measured in frequency. I know from my work with essential oils that every essential oil and every plant, every herb, etc., has a frequency specific to its essence. And every frequency corresponds with the body's level of health and the mind and the spirit in a certain way. The higher the frequency, the healthier the body, and the lower the frequency, the more sick the body becomes. Even death and life both have a frequency of its own. Well, it's the same with minerals. Even minerals are alive. Just like the trees, stones, rocks, crystals, humans, they are all alive and they all have a purpose to serve. And they all have their own frequencies which they emit. A frequency or a vibration is the level at which something resonates. Crystals carry such strong and high frequencies, and they can heal that which resonates at a lower frequency by causing the low frequency to rise just by being in its presence. This is basically how a sickness is remedied by a medicine. Healing is the raising of a low vibration. Just like with herbs and medicinals and essential oils, crystals can be intentionally used for healing the body and for healing the energy field. I'd also like to add how energy and energetic movement is influenced by intention. However, every thought that crosses the mind triggers a measurable energetic movement to occur. The human is a master creator. The human being is set up entirely for the execution of creation. Even a quick thought alone sets the creation of it into motion, starting on a psychological level. The brain's very electrical impulses start to cast an imprint into the energetic field and forever burn it into energetic memory. At the thought of fear, the brain prepares the body by sending out corresponding hormones. The same at the thought of a passionate encounter. All it takes is a single thought to trigger a series of responses to occur, which allow for it to manifest in our current reality. Visualize something. When you visualize something, to have a vision or to have a dream and to visualize what that dream looks like is to actually begin etching that into existence, etching the existence of that thought, that dream, into your current reality. So let me talk about imagination. Imagination, the thing that ever since you were a child you were told isn't real. It is only that which you make up in your own head, right? Well, the power behind imagination, having been sucked dry out of you by believing that all of this is made up and untrue, this is actually devastating. Because in reality, imagination doesn't mean something that is made up. Imagination is the spark that ignites creation. It is a powerful place to be, not one to be dismissed and discounted. Part of crystal surgery, which is what I call it, healing with crystals, and what I'm about to show you is crystal surgery. It is envisioning a key component, which is pure light. You see, to imagine something is to envision a thing is to pull it into your existence or into your own experience. And all of a sudden it exists. And to envision something is to paint it with your ballpoint intention into this realm of experience. This can be done essentially with anything. What's better than the law of attraction is the law of creation. I am Zandra the Explorer. So how can we do a crystal surgery, as I call it? Now, to be honest, where I got the surgery idea from is from a Reiki practice where you actually sometimes perform an energetic surgery. And so I found myself doing something similar with my crystals. I also have my rose quartz for what I want to show you. So I found myself doing something very similar with the crystals on myself. And so I called it a crystal surgery. Intuitively, it came to me to try this. I was taught something similar, but I usually don't practice this kind of crystal healing on myself normally, but I was experiencing something with my heart that was a little unsettling to me. And so it just came to my mind to do what I'm about to show you. And I want to show you because you can also put this into your own practice. It also gives some context when you're trying to learn about crystal healing. And here's one way that you can use crystals for healing. So let's get to it. I used my selenite actually, but you can use the what is known as the ultimate of all healers in the crystal kingdom, which is the clear quartz. Use a wand for this. When you have a crystal in the shape of a wand, it transmits energy. It sends outward energy. So even the selenite is a wand. My obsidian, this is also a wand. These are probably the types of wands you're more familiar with when it comes to crystals. Here is my amethyst. Sorry, I had to reach over and grab it. So here's an amethyst. Well, this is what they call a tower, but it's the same idea. A tower, a wand with a pointed end, sends out energy. So let me use myself as an example. The other night, I did a crystal healing like this. Take whichever your preference. I'm going to try my clear quartz today. And I was using my heart area. So what you want to do is bare skinned. I like bare skinned. So with your pointed clear quartz or crystal of your choice, I felt like there was something in there. So like I felt like there was something in there that was really blocking it. Really either blocked energy or something that really was blocking its movement and flow. So my instinct was to pull out whatever was in there. Now, as you know, one of the general laws, and this is not fixed all the time, but it's that when you move in a clockwise direction, you are giving energy. When you move in a counterclockwise direction, you are pulling out energy. So clockwise is to give energy. It's putting in energy, directing energy inward, and counterclockwise is directing energy out. So when I wanted to remove whatever was blocking my heart's flow, my heart's natural flow, I just started to, right over my heart, aim my crystal and go in a counterclockwise direction in circles, like this. And I would pull outward like this. Now, I'll show you this way. I would do this, counterclockwise pulling energy, bad energy out. And then I would just sweep it away. You could even just sweep it away. That's energy that can be swept away. Energy you don't want, so just say bye. Blow it away, sweep it away. So I would do this, and if you're attuned intuitively with yourself, you will know when you're done. Now, when you want to put in good energy, healing energy, something that I instinctively thought to do was take a heart-centered crystal like the rose quartz. I didn't have it on me at the time, so what I did instead was, oh, yikes! I didn't expect to see that. Sorry, guys. What I did instead, what you need to know about crystals too, when you start working with them enough and you start to really know their power and their, the powers that they do carry and their healing essence, you won't always need to have them on you. You should eventually start to understand that you don't need them on you to carry their healing power. Instead, you start to carry their healing essence within you. So when I didn't have my rose quartz on me the other night, I took my hand and I imagined that, this is where the power of imagination and envisioning comes in. I started to envision and imagine this rose quartz, even the energy of the rose quartz in my hand. And I would hold it next to my heart, over my heart rather, just like this. And the energy of the rose quartz right there, influencing the movement of my heart's energy. And so at the same time, I would, and if you're effectively connecting with this energy, you will be able to feel something. Even if it's just feeling better, there will be a difference. So as I'm doing this, I take my pointed rose quartz and now I'm going to go in a clockwise direction like this, but you can start out doing some circular motions like this. Really, it's however you feel you need to do it intuitively. But since we want to put direct energy inward, I like to start from out here and do a clockwise motion towards my heart. And then again, towards my heart with the circular clockwise motion, directing that loving heart, healthy energy inward, that healing energy inward. Like this with my rose quartz in my hand. However, I do have my rose quartz right now. So, and you can hold it over it, next to you. It's however you feel you intuitively need to do it. And you are directing the energy of healing, of a healing, balanced, healthy, functioning heart. You are sending love into your heart with this energy. And that's how we do it. Then I like to take my selenite and just kind of sweep it around myself, clearing away any excess energy. And just like run it all around the parameters of your body and around the space where you performed the crystal surgery, like this. What a lot of people don't realize is that there is a lot of movement that takes place through the power of, through the crystal's energetic healing power. It influences and puts forth a lot of motion and a lot of movement. So when you are actually doing these motions, you are taking the innate power, healing power of the crystal that in particular the specific crystal has to offer, and you are moving it in the direction in which you want it. And it's kind of like, imagine a magnet. You are taking the magnet. Have you ever seen like those metal shavings or those magnetic shavings? And you take like that magnetic strip and you are actually able to move those shavings around with the magnetic force. It's the same kind of idea with crystals. So I hope I can help you understand it that way, because that is a really accurate picture of how of energetic movement with crystal healing. And it's actually nothing without explanation. I hate how sometimes people talk about it because they don't describe the process at all. Instead, a lot of people are left feeling like what's happening has no explanation to it. It's simply not true. This is a very scientific sort of process, All of this can be measured. And if I had the proper tools, I could measure for you right now what is happening when I am doing a crystal surgery. It's incredible the kind of healing that takes place. And I do have to report that after I did this crystal work on myself, my heart felt so much better. My physical breathing was actually was flowing a lot better. My breath to my lungs and my heart flowing a lot more smoothly. And you could say that it's like power of suggestion. And that always does play a part. Don't discount it. But like I said, if I had the tools on me, I could show you what the crystals are doing. And I could show you the impact that the crystal energy alone is having on the body part. And it would blow your mind. What's really cool sometimes is if you take your crystal of choice, and I really love to experiment with this using my rainbow fluorite. It's how I was shown and how I was taught. But you could use any wand, and you could, it's amazing. Just try to hold it to your hand like this. And if you just go in circular motions, I already feel it. You can feel the movement of this energy. Again, this is nothing that should alarm you or shock you. Crystals have, just like a magnetic force in a way, crystals have this ability and this energy that does move and shift things. And if you go in a slow clockwise motion, you can feel little vibrations, either little vibrations, or you should be able to feel a coolness or some kind of variation in temperature when you do this. It is right now I'm feeling like little vibrational pokes in that circular direction. It's like moving little, it's like it feels magnetic to me, like I'm moving those magnetic shavings around, and I'm feeling that. You can feel the energy of a crystal if you just move it around your own body. It's really awesome, and I hope that you've learned something from my little demonstration. In the future, I will talk more about crystals and more about what I do in general. And in case, for those of you who have not, I am brand new to this channel. So if you're watching, thank you for watching. My specialty is in intuitive reading. I'm an intuitive analyst. I do intuitive analysis readings. So it's an intuitive reading essentially. I use an ancient and intelligent system of complex symbology, and I use that to tap into your intuition, to activate those sleeping intuitive centers of the mind, and pull all the needed information out of the boundless data collective in the quantum field, all for the purpose of healing and for the greatest good. It is amazing the tools that we have at our disposal to help us in healing and in building a better life and in self-development and helping us find those answers that prior we really didn't think we even had access to, but yet we do, rightfully so. So I'm Zandra the Explorer. Nice to meet you. Thank you for being here. As an explorer of shadows and a shifter of fucked up paradigms, I explore the depths, all the depths that people are afraid to tread themselves. I illuminate the unseen, and I demand authentic transformation.